What's up? I'm Ronnie Mackaroni. I'm a comedian. I'm a singer. I'm a crazy bitch.
Yeah, you're a crazy Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I'm a stone cold nut.
How are you doing?
I'm a sexy motherfucker. I'm a old school hooker.
Oh shit! Keep going. Keep going. Keep running off all your shit.
Oh, my credentials.
Yeah, what's your credentials?
Oh, my credentials. I can sell ice to a fucking snowman.
So you're a pimp. Have you ever pimped before?
I pimped this pussy.
Have you ever pimped before?
No, but I could have been a pimp.
What made you think you were qualified to be a pimp?
Because bitches will fucking sell their pussy for me, but I don't want to sell nobody's pussy because I just don't want to be a pimp.
How do you identify someone who's willing to sell their pussy for you?
Oh, there's people who will do. How do you identify somebody?
Is there a look in their eye?
There's a look in their eye. No. Well, yes. Oftentimes people look for vulnerable people. They're looking for people who need meaning, and you got to give them that meaning. They're searching for somebody to help them, to save them, and you give them that meaning. But I never wanted to turn. That's how you turn somebody out. I don't want to turn anybody out.
You want someone who's already turned out.
I want somebody who's already turned out.
It's not as. Is it as profitable if you have someone that's already turned out?
I think it is as profitable if you find the people who are good for it. But I mean, turning somebody out, it's kind of fucking. For me, I have a moral.
Okay, so there's ethics. There's ethics in pimp. You're an ethical pimp.
Yeah, for me morally, I'm not turning nobody out. If you're not, yeah.
I like that. That's how I feel as far as like people I date. Like, if I feel like you're not on an intellectual space that can handle what I can bring, I don't even want to. I don't even want to.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to fucking destroy somebody's life. Now, if you're already there and you need help and you need guidance, how to fucking how to be better, how to not be, if you a lot lizard and you're like, I want to move up in the world, I want to work the hotel circuits, then we can fuck around.
Okay, so you know how to get to that. You know how to upgrade someone's wholeness.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So
I'll upgrade your whole style.
Okay. So
your whole style.
The reason I got Ronnie motherfucking Mackaroni here is because obviously, as you guys can see in the first minute and 30, she's unique. Like this is a woman who should not be in Portland, Oregon, but by the grace of God,
here I am.
By the grace of God, you're here.
You know what? Thank that chef that fucking everything went wrong in San Francisco.
You were dating a chef and he fucked up?
I was dating a chef in San Francisco. He won a fucking award for making the best poutine in the city.
Okay. But he couldn't handle some poo nani.
I mean, he was handling this asshole, but then he wanted to be too in control, and we can't do that. We can't have that.
You don't like control.
We're gonna but yeah.
What is it about you in control? What makes you butt heads with people who
because I've been controlled in my life, and there's a way of controlling people without them knowing you're controlling them, but most people don't know how to do that.
Silent control.
There's silent control. It's like how people control dogs with like they're eager to please and stuff. And I sound like a fucking dog now.
We're all dogs, bro. We're all fucking animals.
Yeah, but it was just he wanted somebody to raise his fucking kids for him. It wasn't. And I'll raise somebody's kids for you, but respect me. You want to be the fucking man and the woman in the relationship, and I'm just a placeholder. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. You want to. Yeah, you bring something more.
I bring something to
just
the table.
Utility. You're just not. You can't just use you.
You can't. Yeah. Now, if you respect me and appreciate me for my what my wisdom and what I bring to the table, then that's great, and then we can work. But
what's your ideal partner? If you had to make a partner, just based off of like their personality traits, what was your top? Give me your top 5 things. Give me your top 5 things.
My top 5 things in a partner. Great sense of humor.
Okay. Is that number 1? That's number 1?
I think number 1 is,
So he could be ugly as shit as long as he's funny.
Absolutely. Well, nice. I mean, a lot of people, it's really your personality that makes you attractive. Okay. You ever seen a really attractive, like an outwardly attractive person be ugly? Yeah. So it's really like that's I could be. The reason I'm so beautiful is because I'm pretty on the outside and the inside. Is that
2 for 2? Yeah. 2 for 2, not just 1 for 2. Mm-hmm. Okay, so sense of humor.
Yeah, so a sense of humor, kindness, being a person who is initiative, taking initiative to help. being a helper.
Okay, so funny and kind.
Being funny and kind and helpful. Confident, self-assured.
Okay, so not cocky, but just like they know who they are.
You know who you are, and you know what you bring to the table, and there's nothing that can rattle that because you know who you are.
Okay.
And you know what you're good at.
Funny, kind, self-assured.
Good with kids.
Good with kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you're good with kids, that relays over into a lot of other things.
Okay.
And that comes with, being good with kids. It means you're attentive. It means that you know how to change your demeanor effectively to communicate across levels. It means that you got attention to detail. It means you could probably wipe a fucking little coochie or some shit off some coochie or some balls.
Front to back.
You know how to be gentle. Back to front to back. Yeah, front to back.
I know how to think about it.
It's just a bug.
Okay, so funny, confident, self-assured, good with kids. What's the last one? What's number 5?
Number 5, being a person of having ethics,
being ethical.
And just like that there are certain things like I like to think that I'm the kind of person that you can say some shit about me and that the people who know me would immediately, if it's a lie, they're going to be like, oh, Ronnie would never do that. That's not because motherfuckers know, like, oh, that's not the type of person she is. She doesn't do that shit. You ever like somebody tell you something about something and you're like, oh, or you find out somebody molested somebody and you're like, oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he had them traits.
Yeah, he had them traits.
He's a lingerer.
Exactly.
Lingerers give me bad vibes.
Exactly. When I heard about Sam Bass, I was like, that checks out.
Oh shit, we doing name drops?
Naming names.
This is forever. You're making him immortal.
I don't give a fuck.
No comment. Respect.
Yes.
Respect. Okay, so you got. I like that. That's a good 5. So nothing about sex. You don't care about the dick size. The dick could be small as hell as long as you got those.
I mean, I do care about that stuff, but that's like, that's
in the top 10.
That's in the top 10. I think what's more important is the other parts, and I think the other like dick size and stuff and the other things are, I mean, I don't know. See, that's so rough. It's so rough because I'd be like, this stuff is important to me.
It do be
important. But then I'd be having mad chemistry with somebody, and then all that shit going. And then I'm like stuck on stupid, and I'm like, and then you realize it's like, oh, I really like this dude. He's a piece of shit though. He do all this kind of shit that I don't like and agree with, and it's not the kind of person I want to be associated with. But the sex is so good. Can't stop thinking about the way you touch me.
Okay, I like that. So you're a full time, like, you do comedy a lot. I just seen you in Sacramento recently. So
I was in Sacramento at the Punchline, a callback bar in Sacramento.
Yeah, how can you date while traveling?
I don't really date. That's like the last real. Well, I had a relationship with somebody that was also a comedian. And for a long time, and then after that I was single for a while, and then I met somebody that I thought I could make it work with, and it didn't fucking work because we have and that's why the self-assurance and like being self-assured is important to me, because I was just thinking about this. I was like, I don't think I would want to date another comedian. I don't want to date somebody who does what I do.
Why? What
I think it could, because I don't want I feel like no matter how good you guys each are respectfully and individually, there becomes like a little bit of competition between you.
You start seeing them on too many flyers.
You're like, many flyers, and it's like, hey, and it's like, why don't you be fucking ripping for me the way so and so be ripping for And it's and also one of the things that I found, which is a thing in pimping and a thing in comedy, is you know, and it's just in business, is that men don't want to talk to women. They don't take you seriously. But when I show up places by myself as the bad bitch that I am, then people are forced to talk to me and realize who I am. But if I show up with a man on my fucking arm, then dudes be doing that fucking dude thing where they're just like, oh yeah, you're funny, but now we're not gonna fucking talk to you or associate, you know, network with you because then they just see you as chattel on somebody's arm.
Oh wow, okay.
That's, yeah.
Damn, okay. I've never had to think about it from that perspective. So do you feel like that's like stifled you in your career up until now? Like, do you feel like there's some parts of you being a woman that have held you back?
I wouldn't say it's stifled me. I mean, I definitely say there have been some experiences that have left a distaste in my mouth,
right.
And that I felt like, but nothing that's for me is going to pass me by. So if it was for me, then it couldn't have missed me. So there's nothing that could stifle me. But also there are things that you notice. So that's why I like to operate as a single woman in comedy.
Okay. So you want a partner that's outside of comedy.
Yeah.
I want the same. I don't want someone to be with me while I'm doing this, while I'm learning how to fail. While I'm
when I want somebody to go home to too. I don't like. I would love like come out and come see me on the road, but like right now I'm living a road life, and my comedy is my child, and it's a very selfish endeavor. And I have to go out and I have to go do things and be outside. And it's like when people, you ever date somebody and they're like, I want to come to the comedy show, and then they get upset at the comedy show because they're like, you just ignored me the whole time. And I'm like, this is like going to a work party. Like you basically came to my work. Like don't come to my comedy
and then complain
and then expect me, like bring a friend, and you know, and I have to explain to people when they come, I'm like, listen, I'm working. And and there's a certain point where I'm gonna get in my headspace and I'm gonna be like, don't talk to me. I'm trying to get my head right. Like I can't. Yeah. So.
Have you felt like do you see like people are jealous not only of like your time being spent away, but just being around men in a close proximity? Do you feel like being around a lot of men make a lot of people you date jealous?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It makes people jealous. And I think the way I conduct myself also makes people jealous. I have
very open personality.
I'm a very open personality, and my relationship with intimacy is different than other people's relationships with intimacy.
What's your relationship with intimacy like? How do you express your love?
A lot of people think sorry, I had to cut you off.
Oh no, this is your.
Yeah,
I'm just.
A lot of people think of intimacy is something that's like primarily sex. But then also they're like these old-fashioned kind of people who are like, oh, that's just something I only talk to my significant other about. And I'm not one of those people. Like you can't tell me what parts of myself to share with other people. I think of you guys as my family. It might be a little incestual at times, but you know, I got raped by my brother, so it's whatever.
Yo, that's so bad. Cheers, bro. Yo. So there's nothing that you have internally that you share with just one specific person. Like there's nothing that's like, okay, I can do this with these friends, but my main partner, this is who I will reserve this for them. Like there's nothing as far as like communicatively.
Okay, I mean obviously no, there are some things like so as open as I am, there are obviously parts of me that I don't share with every fucking Tom, Dick and Harry and shit. But it's not necessarily like, it's not reserved for like a sexual partner. It's reserved for those people that I know are my people.
Yeah.
Like through and through. And those are, I mean, I guess in a sense, I do have a lot of people that I consider life partners.
Yeah, I mean, people love you to death. The people not, you know, once people meet you, they're drawn to you, and you're a part of them forever. I mean, everyone loves you.
And people, and y'all are like, if I love you, y'all are a part of me. Like I'm a highly sentimental person. And when I love, like, if I love you and I fuck with you, I fucking fuck with you. And there's not anything.
And when you don't fuck with people.
If I don't fuck with people,
it's just as serious.
Yeah, well, you gonna know. You gonna know. As long as you stay out of my space, it's not a problem.
Okay.
But if you be trying to fucking encroach in my area, yeah, and I don't, and when if I don't like people, I don't like people for a reason. I don't like people for a reason. It's not just something like, oh, I don't, and I'll investigate. I'm like, oh, what part of yourself is this bitch mirroring back to you that you don't, that's unsettled with your issues with yourself? Investigate that. But also sometimes some people, like, I was telling David Weed about this broad, David Weed and Lucas about this broad I didn't like, and they were like, why don't you like her? And I just listened, and David Weed was like, oh, that's all factual. It's not. So
you're very logical, like you're an emotional being, but you still move in logic.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad was Jewish.
Oh wow. So Mazel tov. Oh shit. Okay, so you feel like okay.
Yeah,
I like
so
that.
it's like I'll see things and I'm like, I don't like her. It's like she didn't do anything to me.
Okay, so without naming the person,
without
naming the person, name the logical things about them that you don't like.
Okay, I don't like her because she was a mean girl to another woman, and it was like you both just, and I don't like her because she won't say shit about Palestine. She was vocally, I'm Jewish this, and then when it came time to Palestine, she was like, well, I'm not really that Jewish. And I don't like her because I think she uses proximity to fucking people who are from lower socioeconomic backgrounds and people of color as a way to fucking pad shit.
That's what everyone in Portland does. Everyone in Portland does that.
But people do it to different degrees.
Okay.
And okay, so it's like kind of like when you think about it, it's like, oh, I'm not a user, but we all use each other in a way. But there's some people who just use people without giving back. Like I use people, but I let people use me too.
Okay, so there's got to be a fair exchange.
There has to be.
That is very Jewish of you for sure.
So, and when I say I use people, like I mean we're all Just that sounds that's not what I use.
No, you use people.
We're all tools.
If you can't be you're useless.
Exactly. That's one of the things that I pride myself on is I'm a connector of people, and one of my things that brings me so much joy is meeting people and knowing these amazing people and being able to connect the people to being like, oh, you do that, and what you're missing is this motherfucker, and y'all need to connect like Voltron.
Okay, I like that. That. So you're just creating a bigger family with the pieces of the puzzle. You're putting them together, making a bigger puzzle. I like that. For me, I keep a lot of my friends like in different categories, but I like that you bring them all.
It took me a long time to get there.
What inspired you wanting to do that in the beginning?
What, connecting people?
Yeah, like what brought you to doing that? Yeah.
Because I think a lot of time, like community, most of our problem solving comes from community, and we don't realize, like, people get stuck in a place, and you don't realize that you can't. People get depressed and they're like, I can't figure out my problems, and then they be spiraling, and it's like your problems, you're not gonna find them inside of your own head, because if you could, you would have already had the solutions. So for me, it's been me realizing that when I feel stuck, going out and being in community, and when I talk about what's going on, I find people who are like, oh, I got a solution to that problem. Like I've been out like struggling, like stressed about money, and a motherfucker giving me a job. And it's like, oh, I could have just stayed in isolated. I could have stayed in and isolated because I was stressed out. And I'm like, you don't have any business being out because you fucking broke, bitch. And then you go out and you find the solutions to your problems. Because the solutions to your problems are in community. And I'm a community builder.
Oh my God, so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Okay, so you've been doing comedy. How long have you been doing comedy for?
It'll be 12 years in November.
So what got you into this shit to start off? Like who okay, let's start with this. Who's the first comedian that you ever saw on TV? Like who's the first comedian you remember?
I feel like the first comedian I seen was Eddie Murphy. Probably Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, but Eddie Murphy is like the first comedian. I remember watching Raw with my parents and him in his leather suit. And then Carlin was the next comedian that made a major impact on me in my comedy style. And then Dave Chappelle, I saw Killing Them Softly when I was 17 years old, and that was the first time. I think when I saw Carlin, I was really impressed, like I what he did, and I was like, damn, that's so like brilliant. And it's like when things touch you in a way and you're like, damn, I wish I could touch people in that way and talk about stuff that's like so shameful and embarrassing, and make it make sense to the masses, and talk about it in a way where you own it and people don't just laugh at you, but they laughing with you because they feel it too. So Carlin was the first person who really did that for me. But then when I saw Chappelle Killing Them Softly, that was the first time I was like, damn, I wish I could do that. And I was 17.
You felt like it was like almost some like super.
It was like a superpower. Yeah, absolutely. And it is a superpower.
It is. No, I truly believe that.
It's a superpower, and it's part of the reason why I continue to do it, because when you get off stage and you have people come up to you and they are so affected by the shit you've said on stage, and they're like, I was embarrassed of this thing, or I didn't know how much I needed to hear this rape joke. Like, I never heard a rape joke I liked in my life, and thank you for telling rape jokes for fucking motherfuckers who was actually raped. That for me, I'm like, I can't quit, because a lot of people's biggest fear is getting on stage. Like, it's having public speaking. And so if I have the capacity to do that, then now I have a duty to do that for the people. Because my life is not just about me as much as it is about me. But it's for me, but it's for my meaning. It's about the connections we make, and about how we bring people out of isolation and shame, and create community.
I mean, I really do appreciate that you touch topics that people are afraid to talk about, because it's such a because I have a lot of women friends, and when they talk to me, they've experienced these experiences.
Yeah.
And so many people I know have experienced
so many people
but no one coming from a first person perspective.
Yeah.
Speaking from it and turning it into their own art. And I really appreciate that you do that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I commend you. I think it's the most badass shit you could do is to get up there and turn one of the worst moments in your life into someone's greatest night.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, that's the shit.
Yeah. How does your family feel about the things you say on stage?
They my parents are dead.
Nice.
So I don't have that problem.
You don't have like cousins or
I do have cousins, and I got aunties, sisters, and aunties and uncles. And like my auntie, she's like a God-fearing woman. She ran the like National Prayer fucking branch of Sacramento. Shit. Like she's a prayerful woman. And every time I post shit online, sometimes she'll like my shit, and then I'm like, oh damn, Auntie Sherry can see this shit. But she loves me. She supports me, and the last time I saw, she was like, I think God has a sense of humor. She's like, now I wouldn't want your nieces seeing that shit you say. But she's aware, and she's lived a life. I've definitely probably offended some of my family, but they still love me.
That's the part of the journey a lot of people.
You gotta get all your
family's gonna hate your shit.
They might feel
their hate first.
They might not like my shit, but they still love me. And how strong is your family?
Exactly.
Like, how strong is your bond if they don't know who you are outside of that? But I've always been this outrageous person. They don't. If you want a relationship with me, you better fucking love me.
You can't get no half-ass love.
Exactly.
Okay,
you better love me. You don't have to like everything I say, but you better respect that this is my experience and this is my story to tell.
Okay. So the first time you did comedy, what was do you remember your first material?
Absolutely.
You did? Yeah. What was it? It was
a 3-minute fucking bit. Or a 3-minute bit about a yeast infection that made me want to commit suicide. And so I don't tell the joke anymore because it's just it's not me. I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that cringy. I did pull it out because I did this shit where we had to dig up our stuff from the past. Mm-hmm. but still, it's a really good bit. Like the writing in it, I'm still very proud.
That sounds like a great
writing.
joke.
Yeah, and I had them, like I had the punches, and I just threw tags at it. It's just like fucking minutes of just tags.
Damn.
Just tagging it up.
So your first bit was like, oh, you already got that vulnerable immediately. First time you started doing comedy. That's fucking crazy. Like that's insane. Like most people do some generic ass shit. Like I watch so many people go for the first time. It'd be some bullshit. They say bullshit.
But yeah, they do say bullshit. But you have to realize. So one of the things I've realized about other people now, just what you're saying, but also about myself, is what's vulnerable to other people isn't necessarily always vulnerable. Like what people. It's just that my ceiling is higher than everybody else's ceiling. So you might be like, oh my God, she's like being so vulnerable. And I am, but also like I'm not telling you things that are like still. I'm talking about things that have a skin over, and it's not. It's
so
not.
Things you've
it's not
dealt
raw.
with.
These are things that I've processed that are not raw for me.
Okay, so
I'm not.
Okay, so what's like a natural amount of like what do you need to like how much processing do you need to do before you can bring it to the stage?
That's there's always different. So I got mauled by a Rottweiler back in 2019, and I got on stage the night after, so less than 24 hours after, and I had wrote a bit about it, and it's a really good bit, but it wasn't funny immediately. Because
there we go.
Hey, because it was still so raw. So like for me, that's one of the things that I've learned is to like sometimes it's funny immediately, sometimes you have to give it time. Like sometimes you can have an experience and you can talk about it immediately, and that's generally with stuff that it's like the Tig Notaro fucking shit. Like you ever see the shit where she found out she had cancer and then like took her fucking shirt off on stage, like, and she had just like gone through this shit. So it's like she also had a fucking built-in audience at that point. But
I feel like that's your vibe. Like I can see you having your own built-in audience, like it's like a group of like you need a name for your people who fuck with you.
The fucking macaroni.
There we go. Yeah. I feel like your vibe. Yeah. I feel like being so open and vulnerable, like it's gonna do nothing but bring people. Like it's a automatic connection.
Yeah. But there's, it's like what I learned. I was talking to a friend about a relationship imploding, and I was like, I have a joke about it, he's like, stop yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm not yelling at you. You finna know when I'm yelling at you, I haven't even begun to abuse you yet. And so we were talking about like what's wild when is like, sometimes your toxic is other people's nuclear. Like for me, I'm like, oh, this is kind of a toxic relationship, and for them, it's like, oh, this is like at the ceiling, at the roof kind of shit. Like, and people have different barometers for that.
Okay. Fuck, man.
Which also comes back to being open, is like, so my vulnerability is vulnerable for me, but it's also stuff that's, I'm not bleeding on stage. I'm not going to talk about the stuff that I'm still processing and dealing with because it's not funny yet. Because it still hurts me.
Okay, I like that, Ronnie. I appreciate you. They're closing up.
Yeah,
but this is our first. We're gonna do more. This was great. Like you're a star,
let's
man.
rock. I love you.
Fucking Ronnie Mackaroni.
This motherfucker Juan Denmark.